Condon. What do you plan to do in order to meet the essential learnings for technology in your Year 5 class?
I've designed a unit called Puppet Mania. As you can see from my poster here, the unit will focus on puppetry, fables and citizenship. Students look at a range of Aesop fables, what it means to be a good citizen in the community, and all the different styles of puppetry. And they even get to visit a puppet show themselves firsthand called Puppet Mania.
You have contextualised the unit impressively, but what exactly are the students going to learn about working technologically?
After looking at citizenship education, we will look at the current stories in the media which foreground that violence and crime rates are on the uprise due to the lack of citizenship within the community. Faced with the question, what would happen in a world without just values and proactive and profound citizens? The students work in teams to spread the importance of being a reputable citizen within the community. This will be done through a puppet show.
So, where do fables come into all of this?
As you know, fables have a moral or message behind each story, a lot of which promotes citizenship. Each group will select a classic fable and recreate the story to make it more relevant to a contemporary context.
How would they recreate some of the best stories ever written?
The storyline will basically stay the same, but the students creatively alter the situations and make it more relevant to the contemporary society. Through altering the context, the audience of today can better understand and relate to the story's message.
It makes sense. You've certainly put a lot of thought into this. Now, how will the students learn about technology education?
The students will work through the DDE cycle, design, develop and evaluate, within the design challenge, as they will present their shows first to the class, then to another class, and finally to their parents and the wider public.
What aspects of technology will you be focusing on?
Such a design challenge will look at the systems and materials elements of technology education. The various materials for all the different types of puppets, the effectiveness of portraying a character is one aspect which will be addressed. The systems used in portraying the message within the puppet show are also underpinned by the activity.
Okay, so we need to identify the curriculum. What is your rationale for this aspect of the unit?
School priorities. Context for learning. Essential learnings by the end of Year 5.
How are you going to sequence the learning within your unit?
First 2 weeks we'll look at contextualising the unit. We'll look at organising the theme of the unit, which is fables and citizenship. The students will look at fables, citizenship and what it means to be a good citizen within society, as well as citizenship within a contemporary society. In week 3, the students start looking at technology systems and materials. Puppetry is also introduced within this week and the students are able to see the puppet show Puppet Mania. lesson on various types of puppetry is also implemented. For this lesson, students are divided into groups and look at all the different categories of puppets. Through rotational activities, the students will look at stick, finger, sock and shadow puppets. Following this, students in groups will select one type of puppet to look at more closely. Here they will construct their own puppet and even construct a puppet profile for their character. Such activities will implement the abilities which the students will need in order to effectively participate in the design challenge later on in the unit. Week 4 marks the introduction of the design challenge. For the design challenge, students work in groups prescribed by the teacher in order to participate in this problem-based learning experience. The design challenge is to ensure our future society will provide us with a safe and happy community. This task will be met through a puppet show, which will be based on a classic fable, and the students will present such puppet shows to the general public and their family and friends. In week 4, students choose the fable they wish to recreate, and they begin the develop and design phases of the DDE cycle. By the end of week 5, the students will present their puppet show to the rest of the class. After their performance, it marks the beginning of the evaluation phase of the DDE cycle, as every student will participate in conducting peer and self-evaluations after presenting their puppet show to the class. This will give the students feedback and ideas on ways to improve their design challenge in order to more successfully meet the criteria. Week 6 also marks showcase number 2, which is in front of another class in the school. The audience fills out a quick reflection of the puppet shows they have seen. The teacher will also provide written feedback for the students to allow them to run through the DDE cycle one last time. The awards include Best Overall Puppet Design, Best Puppet Script, Best Use of Voice for a Puppet, and Most Interesting Use of Resources. Such awards are known in advance by the students and promote the technology essential learning, including the element of systems and materials in technology. It is the final week of the unit, where students will reflect on their solution as well as their overall process of the design challenge. Recapping such work will be useful in terms of the students reflecting on their own learning as well as preparing for the short answer test at the end of semester. The exam will help the teacher in getting a better understanding as to where the students are in their learning about technology and how much they have gained from working on this particular unit. The short answer exam is a summative assessment piece. The exam will look at